Hey church, it's Pastor Brian coming to you from the Erickson Home Studios. Unfortunately, earlier this week, my wife Molly tested positive for COVID-19 and she is feeling pretty puny. Luckily, I tested negative. The kids seem fine, but we are all hanging out here at Erickson headquarters until she feels better and it's safe for all of us to emerge again into the land of the living. That means that I won't be there for in-person worship this Sunday. I'll be worshiping online along with so many of you. I'm so grateful to Andy Wolf, Amy DeWitt, and everyone on the Trinity staff team who have so ably stepped up in the senior pastor's absence. Andy is even performing a wedding for me that I was supposed to do tomorrow. I'm grateful for all of them every day. I'm really grateful for them today. I also want to take an opportunity to say a word to our church family about the increasing COVID-19 numbers in our community and the impact they're having on Trinity's Christmas plans. If you've been paying attention to the news at all, you know that the news is not good. The hospitalization rate is the data point that our Trinity COVID-19 task force has been using from the very beginning. That's the number of beds occupied in our local hospitals by those facing the most serious impact of COVID-19. This graph on your screen shows that data point from across our state since this summer. And you'll notice that that top dashed line is the Jefferson County number. And you'll see what a dramatic uptick it's made in these last few days. That's concerning because we haven't even really felt the full impact of the Thanksgiving holiday just yet. And as our local hospitals become full with COVID-19 patients, that's not only serious for those patients and their loved ones, it also means that our medical system is less capable of addressing other medical emergencies. So it's important that each of us do our part, that we wash our hands, that we practice social distancing, that we wear a mask whenever we leave the house, that we make wise decisions about gathering with family and loved ones during this holiday season. But it also has tremendous import for the decisions that we make as the body of Christ. When we make decisions together as a church about our plans, that's not just important for our own people, but we have to consider the impact it makes on our local community. Jesus tells us that all of the commandments boil down to the love of God and the love of neighbor, that we can't set aside that love of neighbor. As many of you know, on December 1st, we released reservations for our first two Christmas Eve services, a 4 p.m. and a 6 p.m. in our sanctuary. Those reservations filled up in about 24 hours time, and initially our intent was to continue to offer additional Christmas Eve services until we fully met the need. But as this hospitalization rate has continued to climb, we've decided to hit pause on those additional services just yet. As we watch this data over the next few weeks, what I'm committing to you is that on December 16th at noon, we will go live with any additional worship service registration that we can offer for Christmas Eve. I know many of you are frustrated that there's not room for you at the Christmas Eve services. If it makes you feel any better, my family doesn't have Christmas Eve reservations either. But ultimately, the room that we are called to make in this holy season is room in each of our hearts for the indwelling of Christ. It's not just about practicing all these traditions that we're used to. It's also about the way we show the love of Christ to one another. And we have an unusual and important responsibility to fulfill this Christmas season in the ways we practice our love for each other, even the stranger among us. I also want you to know that our church staff is working overtime to bring you high quality pre-produced editions of your Christmas favorites. On Sunday, December 13th, those of you that are watching online will get to see our Lessons and Carols service, and I've seen some of that music and it is phenomenal. On December 20th, we'll have our Red Mountain Bluegrass Christmas, and that will be available to everyone on Sunday morning. And then even on Christmas Eve, we're going to produce a high quality Christmas Eve worship experience for you and your loved ones, complete with Scott Brooks singing "O Holy Night" and all of us singing Silent Night together as we celebrate the light of the world coming at Christmas. I know nothing is the same, and I know none of us are at our best right now. We're all weary and worn down. But that means it's even more important for us to remember what Christmas is all about. And no changing of tradition, no inconvenience can take that away. Because the Christmas story is that even when every obstacle stood in his way, God came all the same. I'm grateful for all of you. Stay safe and God bless.